Welcome to the show where anything could happen. A real play experience where we put players against problems that have no simple answers, incomplete information, and are always against the clock. I'm Oscar, I'm your host, and it's my job to set things up and to go behind the scenes and pass messages to the players to keep knocking things off track. In this episode, again written by Dan Sullivan, we find ourselves dealing with an escalating situation on an astral body commonly known as Tote within the Hephaestus system, following a recent discovery. Now, the Hephaestus object, designation H07073, colloquially known as the Tote, is one of a multitude of astral bodies in the system. It's a rock, essentially, but it's gathered the interest of the scientific community because on the site they have discovered some ancient ruins. Unfortunately, due to a recent argument on the Proxima 147 starbase, which is in charge of this region, the power crystal allocation that was supposed to arrive failed, and this resulted in significant power loss. And unfortunately, the Tote is currently drifting away from its star towards a nearby black hole, and within months it will disappear forever. A number of support shifts have already departed, with most of the researchers and analysts returning back to Starbase Proxima 147. The base has almost ground to a complete stop, but there is still a skeleton crew conducting research in the months that they have remaining. Amongst the technological ruins, more traces of the last race to exist here have been uncovered, and a Dr. Maldonado eagerly promises to send over their notes to the senior staff who are gathered in the meeting room to discuss the findings. First off, we have Green Shift research leader who arrived over a week ago, and that is played by Lucie. Lucie, please introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Dr. Mebbe Lucinart. I am conducting this whole operation. I've arrived about 10 days ago. Normally, I would start a project myself. I would have started differently, to be honest. But I guess it's okay now. I'm here. There's less people than I'm used to. Normally, I have at least 30 people, but I guess that will do.
Okay, and on top of, as well as the Green Shift lead researcher, we have Dr. Vincent Hedge. Dr. Hedge, please tell us about yourself.
My name is Dr. Vincent Hedge. You can call me Dr. Hedge. I am the lead archaeological operations person. I have executive oversight over any excavated archaeology and anything pertaining to ancient civilizations.
Yes, so archaeological officer, not medical officer, like I wrongly said. Here's me reading the wrong notes. Moving on, we also have Keero Shin, Yellow Shift Cryptoanalyst, who is here on the Tote, an expert in languages. So, Shruti, tell us all about Keero.
I'm Keero Shin. I'm a cryptoanalyst and part of the Yellow Shift. Nice to meet all of you. I know a few languages and hope to help decoding with the script on the pyramid.
Thank you, Keero. And we also have our senior comms engineer, Harper Quill, which is played by Mivi.
Greetings, I am Harper Quill. I currently manage a team of 2, myself and my trusty technician Fuses. It's not easy, but we make do, and it looks like today is just another day in paradise. Fuses, I told you not to touch that. Sorry,
Governor. Finally, we have Dr. Zhou, Dr. Quintarius. Zhou, our Xenobiologist, I believe. Tell us all about yourself. Jonas, so you're playing Dr. Zhou.
I am, of course, Dr. Quintarius Zhou, and you may call me Dr. Quintarius Zhou. I have valiantly volunteered to stay for the handover between these 2 teams, and of course out of loyalty for my good friend and peer, Dr. Maldonado, I operate the many different tools required to run this particular research findings. Simply put, you wouldn't be able to do anything without me.
And Dr. Zhou, you are currently in the lab next to the ruins. The rest of the party are currently in a meeting room. On screen that you all see in your own separate locations, you can see the researcher, Dr. Maldonado, Dr. Zhou's good friend, appearing on screen. Their face seems to stop suddenly. They look a little bit ill, tired, very tired. They slip before your eyes and then slide out of view. The feed drops. Power throughout the rock base drops momentarily. Emergency lighting comes back on. And we find ourselves trying to work out what happened. And of course, in this game, anything could happen. Over to the meeting room.
Dr. Research, could you, as your green shift has taken over now and you're the lead researcher, could you get on the comms to somebody from engineering and see what that was? We've had far too many power issues here since the crystals incident, and I just want to make sure that nothing is going to reduce our time with completing the archaeological dig.
I agree. I wish I had been in charge of organizing all this, because this is just very annoying and so disorganized. I'm so sorry. Had I been in charge, it would be so much more organized from the start, obviously. Perhaps, comms officer, perhaps, your help could fast look at what's going on, especially maybe with Dr. Maldor, no?
Uses?
Yes.
Uses, could you tell me what's going on? And
I'm
please
trying to
give
work
us
it
an
out. It seems
update.
like the power's gone down. I don't know how. It doesn't seem to be related to the crystals. I'm trying to see if I can work out what. Sorry, the comm system's playing up as well. No, I don't know. It just like something suddenly went. Something flipped, some sort of power trip. We seem to have emergency power back on. I'm going to try and see if I can get system with him. But I'm locked in my room. I seem to be locked in the power room. So I will try and get it sorted. I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Okay.
This happened last week as well.
We
Dr.
at least
Quintarius Zhou to Green Shift Leader. Dr. Quintarius Zhou
Yes.
to Green Shift Leader. Can you hear me?
Dr. Zhou, I'm hearing you, yes?
I've just seen on the feeds that Dr. Maldonado appears to have fallen unconscious. Are you aware of this on your end?
We weren't sure. The communications were getting flickery. So you've seen him unconscious?
Well, on the video feeds, I've just seen his face sort of drop and the feed turn off. As soon as I possibly could, I've run biological scans, and I've confirmed that he is in fact alive, but he's not moving. That's all I can gather on my end at the moment. What do you know on your end?
I know that he's obviously, in the space of the artifact, and it's a space that had some rituals done 200 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Dr. Hedge, is that correct? I believe you're the specialist.
The artifact is part of a truly ancient civilization over 100,000 years ago, created before any known species took to the stars. There are some other supplementary structures around the key artifact that are from around 800 years ago, and that was a civilization that was post stellar travel, and that species disappeared around 200 years ago. But obviously the main focus of all of our research here has been the ancient structure at the center of the archaeological dig. I mean, is there anybody else in that room that we could get in contact with? We need to find out what's actually happened to the good doctor, and if he and the artifact are okay.
Vincent, I'm sure you're aware, but there's only a handful of us here left on the moon, and most of you are in that meeting room. I am no longer able to leave my quarters. The moment that Dr. Maldonado went unconscious, our life signatures alarm sounded, and I'm sealed in my room for safety. But of course, I need to access my tools. I can't risk going out there. Do we have any options?
So is the base on lockdown? Can somebody who understands what's going on here, please run some kind of check, or a systems check, or security check. I don't know.
I'll get in contact with Fuses. Fuses, can you hear me?
What is it? I'm sorry, I'm busy.
Fuses,
What do you
please,
want?
can we use a drone, or do you have access to?
Well, do you want me to get the power back
cameras?
up running, or do you want me to use the drone? What do you want me to do?
I
Power's
guess.
still out.
Can we use a drone to quickly assess the situation, and then you go back to fixing the power?
Yeah, sure. I mean, if it goes down again, it's not my fault, all right? It's not my fault if it goes down again. Where do you want me to send the drone? Oh, which drone do you want? Do you want me to send one out into the ruins itself, or do you want me to send one through the? I've got one that goes through the the pipes.
Can we use a cool space drone to check on Dr. Maldonado, please?
Yes, to the ruins.
No worries, I'll send that out. Now, there is a bit of a risk here. I would have to break some of the seals to take the drone through that process. If you're okay with that, no worries.
We are on lockdown because there's clearly potentially a threat outside, right? So
But
I feel like we need to know, though.
yes, exactly.
Sorry to interrupt, but there seems like there's some markings on Dr. Maldonado's screen. And they're from the ruin wall.
Okay.
Can you read them?
Carry on. What on
I'm
your screen?
trying. The feed.
What? As in, you can see them on the monument through the feed, or they're.
No, I saw them before on the ruin, and now they're on the screen. The feed.
Oh, what? So they've been burned in?
What does
When
it
you look
say?
at the feed, you see that there's what Keero is referring to is a kind of a whiteboard style monitor, and just about, you ignored it previously, but just about you see these markings. You didn't think much of it, and obviously Keero is telling you they happen to match the images that are on the ruin walls.
Okay. So the message on the runes is now on the screen. Can you read it, Keero?
I'm trying.
Well
They're
done, Keero.
familiar, but I don't know. I don't think I can read them just yet. I'll let you know. I'll try to figure it out.
In the meantime, Fuses, how is the diagnostic sweep going?
I'm doing the drone. You told me to do the drone.
Yeah, that's what I mean,
You want me
Fuses.
to do the drone, or do you want me to do the rest of it?
Fuses, we need eyes on Dr. Maldonado, please.
I'm sending it. I've got to break the seal to get the drone through the crawl space.
Sorry, Harper, Quill, did I hear that right? Break the seal?
Yes.
Oh my lord, no. There is some sort of contamination is going on within those ruins. Okay, there is an unknown gas. I'm not able to get more information at the moment. The drone would give us more information, but if you were to break a seal, that gas could potentially enter the facility. That would potentially knocking you all out, killing us all.
What is the alternative?
Okay, can I? Because I'm the one in charge here, Harper Quill. I'd like to remind you, I was up with the plan until we realized that there were those markings. Now, I'm not the kind of person to be superstitious, but this is a ritual place of a unknown old species, and I'm just worried that maybe we're getting into some sort of weird ancient curse here. So, Keero, Shin, are you able to decipher this message?
They do share a few themes from this other culture, this ancient culture. I'm not really sure what they are yet, but they don't seem promising.
As in, you think they're a threatening message when you say promising?
could be.
Dr. Quintarius, if we do have a biological contamination going on here, what is the quickest way to determine the safety of the site and whether we can break this lockdown? Obviously, we're not going to get any more information until we can get a drone in there.
Right, well, I mean, I've got a number of different diagnostic tools at my fingertips here that I'm attempting to utilize myself. I'm able to sort of report on climate, atmosphere, chemical and biological scans. Now, obviously, I can see that Dr. Maldonado is unconscious. That's coming through right good and clear, and that seems to be holding steady. As far as I can tell, his life's not in immediate danger, but immediate could mean seconds or minutes. So that could change rapidly in the future. Now, as I said, I am detecting a new substance and it is airborne, a gas. I don't know more about this gas right now, but I am attempting to find out.
Okay.
I have something. So the symbols, one of them says powerful, the other says protection, and the third, I'm not really sure, but it could be death or protection. But all three of them, they kind of seem to indicate that it's some kind of a ward off for any visitors, maybe?
Are we saying that maybe Dr. Maldonado touched something and it triggered a sort of protection?
I mean, this is not good. Maldonado is in there in an unknown state, and the few people left of the facility are now at risk, and all advances are shut down, and we haven't got that much longer with this this site.
Can we perhaps have Fuse actually fix the power here, so at least it's fixed while Dr. Zhou can do his writing, so that way we can decide if we send the drone or not. I do want to save Dr. Maldonado, but I do feel like it is my duty to keep us all safe first.
Okay, let me get in contact with Fuses. Fuses?
Yeah, I'm nearly through the seal.
Okay, Fuses, can we get a pause on that? And can you redirect?
I'm done. You told me
Fuses,
to do it.
Fuses, we need to change the plan. We have to change the plan.
Come on.
I know. You can get a break tomorrow or something, okay?
All
So
right,
can
all
we
right.
please, can you start trying to work on the power, please?
First you want me to take the drones, now you want me to do the power. I said to do the power in the first place. Fine, whatever you want. You're the boss.
Thank you, Fuses. He says yeah.
Okay. All of this would not have happened if I had been there from the very start of this project. Gosh. Dr. Zhou, are you getting any reading?
The only thing I've been able to sort of glean so far is that the gas is most definitely chemical, perhaps organic chemical in its nature, but that's as much as I'm able to make out, you know. I mean, I can sort of prove that this isn't some sort of hostile attack, but unfortunately, I think we'd ruled that one out already.
Is there anything more that we know about the structures in the site that can maybe tell us a bit more? Has anyone got any more information about the research that's been going on here?
Just a second. The symbol in the middle, it seems to be remove the protection instead of protection itself. So I'm not really sure. Maybe it's even more harmful than we anticipate.
So, do you think that essentially it's not just saying don't touch this, but it's you touch this and we're gonna do something to you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh.
Fantastic.
We have to save Dr. Maldonado. I'm really worried, but if we do open the seal, that puts it at risk.
Fuses. What's the percentage? Can we get an ETA?
What? Sorry.
How is fixing the power going?
It'd be a lot quicker if I got on with it instead of all these interruptions. I mean, do you want me to get on with it or not?
Please do, Fuses. Thank you for that.
Keero, I recognise one of those symbols. The I think it was the middle one. It's from the civilization called the Quellar. It means belonging to an act of destruction in the Quellar's written language.
This all sounds very ominous.
Yes, I mean, maybe if this does not sound promising at all. Whatever's been done by the good doctor, it seems to have unleashed or removed some sort of safeguard.
Dr. Lucerch, sorry to interrupt your discussion. Obviously, I've got a number of different diagnostic tools here. Do you have any particular orders or requests as to what I can be looking into? I'm blind until given orders at the moment.
Fair enough. So there's no way of knowing the actual nature of this gas that has been released around the site, is it?
Well, I've just managed to get the results back from my chemical diagnostics. It's got characteristics of something that has a... It looks like it physiologically sort of slows life signs, but also has elements here that are showing similar patterns to psychoactive reactions and elements there. It's possible that Dr. Maldonado is I don't know, in some sort of trance, perhaps? But whatever the case, he won't be able to move, and if it's slowing his life signs, it could be that long-term exposure to it would be deadly.
But it also does mean that if we break the seal, we could also be subjected to it, so...
That seems likely.
Okay.
What are the facilities contamination protocols? Is there a venting or a filtering process for contaminated areas? Filter the air or vent the air and refill that area?
I think Fuses would know something about venting. I will get in touch with him about that. Fuses?
Yeah, so, I nearly had it there. Right, what is it you want?
Fuses, we need to know about the contamination protocol of the ship. Is there any venting? How does it work?
Well, like, there would, like, normally be, like, venting, but the trouble is that there's power cuts, like, fused all of the systems. So if you vent, you've got to do it for the whole base. So if I were to, like, you know, expose the ruin to, like, vacuum, which I could do, then the trouble is not only would it get vacuum in the ruin section, but all of the seals would be opened at the same time. So that means, you know, say hello to vacuum.
So we'd share the same air.
Or lack of.
It might be a good time to mention that the third symbol, it kind of can mean revenge or punishment. So that's powerful, remove protection, and revenge or punishment. It gets even more ominous each time.
It really does.
And I hate to add to the omen in the room, but I've just got some more research on that, the gas. It is extremely flammable. Now, I understand that we're having power surge issues. I don't know if we can consider perhaps powering down the station altogether. If that gas is to get close and we're to have even a single spark, it could be that none of us survive.
But we do need the power to keep this station alive. Should we...
Doctor, have we considered evacuation protocols?
That's exactly what I'm thinking, but that would mean leaving behind Dr. Maldonado.
Could we send a team to return once evacuated with some proper protection, ventilation and such?
It would mean actually losing time on this very precious research, but I don't know, as someone responsible for the security and safety of the site, I do feel like that's probably the safest, but perhaps... Is there any tool that we can use to try and retrieve the body, the unconscious body of...
If we're going to commit to evacuating the site, then at that point, I guess we need not fear breaking of any seals. Could we use the drones to potentially transport the unconscious body and then commit to an evacuation protocol?
I mean, if we can get the power running again, the systems running properly, then we could use the quarantine protocol and just vent that area to vent the gas and then refill it.
Yes.
I mean, I know we keep bothering Sparks, but is there any way to... Does Sparks have an ETA on the power again?
Oh, it's Fuse. Remember, it's Fuse. He's gonna be so mad if we don't...
I
put it-
will pretend I didn't hear that. Fuses? Hi, Fuses.
Right, are you after me putting us all into a vacuum?
Yes?
Is that what you're asking me for now?
No.
No, let's be very clear. We don't
I'm
want...
just kidding. Fuses, we need...
So I've got to recover from that one. Right, so okay, we're not like blowing the world up. Okay, right. What do you want me to do now?
Fuses, can I put you on loudspeaker and let the others fill you in on the plan?
Oh, go on then. I hate talking to that lot.
Fuses, I need you
sorry,
to behave,
folks.
please. Thank you.
All right.
Gosh.
Yes,
this is
boss.
So... Lives are at stake, for God's sake. Okay, so... We would like to finish... I know you... If I understand correctly, you're almost done with restoring the power of the station. As soon as that's done, we need to send a drone to get the poor doctor with us and
right.
launch the evacuation process.
So I suggest we can use one of the aerial drones we've got in the ruins to do a fly past and see what's going on. It's not as accurate as the crawl space drone. It's not as, but you know, it'll give us a picture of what's happening, I guess.
Fuses, are any of the drones capable of moving the unconscious body if need be?
No, they're like the size of a cat.
Oh dear.
Two drones?
Not as friendly either.
Any information you can give us would be greatly appreciated. If you could fly a drone, we know it's not as accurate as through the crawl spaces, but safely get a drone there on the outside. That
Can
would
you
be great.
first finish getting us the power back? If you guys agree, I think this is important to finish one task first. And we do need that to evacuate, because in the worst case, I don't want to abandon Dr. Maldonado if we don't have to, but unfortunately, I will have to prioritize the life of the most numerous, which means us.
Fuses, do we have an estimated time of completion for the power?
I should have it all sorted probably in the next 4 minutes.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Dr. Hedge, I needed some help on what time periods the ruins include. Maybe I can try to figure out what other languages were there.
Yes. I mean, the main structure is ancient, over 100,000 years old. It predates any of the spacefaring species that we know about. And it seems to be less built and has more of a mass through a more mass warping process was constructed.
Sorry, Dr. Edge, Dr. Zhou has
Okay.
something to say.
Dr. Lucinart, sorry. I understand that you're sort of fixing the power systems over there with Fuses and Harper, Quill, but I'm getting signals that something else is powering up. It appears to be coming from the ruins.
Oh no.
Though I'm seeing power signals over by the wall. I'm a bit confused as to what's happening.
Gosh.
Fuses. Do you have control over the camera?
Yeah, I'm passing it over there now.
Thank you.
I'll send through a feed, and
Amazing.
as the drone flies through, you can see the poor doctor collapse on the floor as he is heading up towards one of the main camera. He is pretty close to his working monitor, which is the monitor that's got the information that Keero has been referring to. Then you've got the wall itself, and you notice that wall has runes. The runes that Keero has been referring to are now glowing.
Oh,
That is not.
nope. Even I can tell that. Okay. Is the power
Should
back on?
we
Yep.
stop trying to power up? Because I feel like maybe it's been kind of feeding into it or something, but this has started happening since we've been trying to restart the power.
Well, this has happened because the Dr. Mandarado actually touched the ruins. It's not about this site. We do need the power to evacuate.
Okay, I'll continue. Well,
Doctor, is there a way to remote access any computerized documentation from the good doctor's research about the obelisk? Is there any way to find out what experiments he's been running or what his most recent discoveries were? I think if we understand his work a little better, maybe we can understand what's going on here.
Excellent idea. Dr. Zhou, what do you think?
I don't have access to any such systems, I'm afraid. Anything that he's been making notes on will likely be on his localized device, or he will have written them down, the old school fashioned. You know what Dr. Morlando was like. Old school. Dano, even.
Maybe. I think everybody's online research must be centralized in the greater database. But we need his password to be able to access his files. Keero, would you be able to? I'm not sure whether you or Harper are able to do any kind of security checks to be able to maybe brute force his password or work
Excellent
that
idea.
out.
I'll try.
Sorry, did I overhear correctly that you're trying to figure out Moldano's password?
Yes.
What information did you require?
I would like to look at his most recent research notes that are stored centrally.
It's an excellent idea.
Excellent stuff. No, did you have a lead on the password situation? Not at
No.
all. Well,
Not yet.
I happen
The
to know
lights on the ruin wall are getting brighter and brighter.
Gosh.
You feel like there's something powering up behind the wall.
Okay, I have like some insight from the script on the ruins. It seems to read, "Beware the gate, it will retaliate. We have created a protection." That's something it seems to say.
Gate.
Maybe it's retaliating with regards to power surges. I'm not sure.
If it feels like it's being attacked, I'm very interested in the idea that this is some kind of gate or transportation technology.
between
I think that we should stop trying to power the ship back up.
But we can't leave this place. We can't evacuate if we don't have the power.
Oh, I know. I want to see what happens. Just because it seems to be escalating since we've been trying to bring it back online.
But Maldonado, he might die if we don't.
1 minute till power is fully restored.
Right. Dr. Vincent Hedge, I believe Dr. Maldonado may have set a password relating to
Okay,
his
let's-
birthday.
Let's pause the power. Fine, until we find information from Maldonado.
Thank
I'm
you.
just worried that he's gonna die, but fine.
Okay.
As you
Fuses?
pause the power goes down. And that is where we will end. Ooh, so, okay. Who has any idea what the heck is going on?
Well, I thought it was that Dr. Maldonado. That's a terrible name. I can't pronounce it. He's
Dan Sullivan, we are going to blame you for the name.
Thanks, Dan Sullivan. So I'm just thinking that he touched the ruin, and that's what triggered it. But you did make me think, Mivi, that perhaps it is actually us. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready to sacrifice the poor good doctor for us, because I'm like, save most
I'm
people.
noticing a pattern here, Lucy. Sacrificing people.
I'm in charge.
I don't want you to be in charge of me when I'm on a mission.
Well, it depends. I'm trying to keep everyone alive, but if it
Says
means
the
we...
person with the most kill hits.
Such a technical producer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Producing
just
them
wanted
numbers.
to test my theory.
Yeah, could it basically be that the asteroid is losing orbit into a black hole, and therefore the site feels threatened by threats of destruction? That's why it's powering up or kicking off.
Look, whoever built a defense system that says if my house goes near a black hole, release a bunch of poison gas. Not the one.
Maybe it just
Better to be
feels threatened.
Yeah, no, I was. It's quite interesting for me. I'm sort of got access to these different tools, but it's quite interesting because I'm using a lot of them on my own, sort of like impetus. Like I'm sort of like trying to figure things out by myself, but I'm also kind of expecting you guys to be like, Dr. Zhou, we need this data. We need atmosphere data. We need climate data. And so, like, I don't know if you guys are going to suddenly give me a bunch to do. But I loved that fuses just basically.
I was at the mercy of Fuse.
Yeah. What do you mean, the most helpful worker that you could hope for?
But he wasn't happy about it.
No.
I'll give him a good Christmas bonus if we
was like-
survive.
You should do that. He's very, as a project manager, I'm like, this is very, what's the word I'm looking for? Insubordinate.
We have a rapport.
Insubordinate? Yeah.
We get each other.
Insubordinate.
Yeah, you've never met anyone who's as friendly and helpful and willing to do whatever's needed.
I'm impressed that you're like, yeah, let's just break the seal. It's like, dude, very chill about this.
Well, I was trying to think of a way to communicate the issue that you were going to face, which you hadn't had the opportunity to join the dots yet, and I didn't want to drop you in it too early and you act in a way that would get you into big trouble.
Yeah.
Without giving, because I'd only had enough time to type to Jonas that the gas was, that there was gas and some of the nature of the gas.
Right. Yeah.
And so I didn't want to kind of like, I wanted to find a way to communicate that without becoming a gotcha, if that makes sense.
Of course.
Yeah.
So yes, it is true that the Dr. Maldonado had triggered a countermeasure. Shruti, I think you had some information that talked about 2 different eras of messages, which seem similar, but you did mention it. So the more recent one, which we refer to as Pilgrim Script, they had put put in protection. So was the protection the gas, or was the gas the thing that the ancients put in, which was revenge or punishment? We will maybe never know.
I mean,
Or will we?
when a gas has physiological slowing of life signs and a psychoactive element,
Happy dreams.
you know, you really are playing on
Yeah.
both sides of the fence, aren't you?
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like slow-mo.
And it sounds a bit like even if we retrieve the poor doctor, I'm just worried
Yeah.
it's going to be one of those alien, moments. It's like,
Yeah. Oh, you're giving me so many ideas for another scenario.
oh no, what have I done?
What have you done? Well, thank you very much. So this is our second episode by Dan Sullivan. We are obviously continuing to experiment with what kinds of things we can do in this scenario and what would have happened had they not turned off the power. It would have been bad. And thankfully, in many ways, we had the best possible outcome because currently no one's dead.
Yippee!
I say currently. We don't know. We will find out. So, I hope you enjoyed this scenario. I hope you enjoyed the reactions and the emotional journey that we've been on, and of course the spectacular presence of fuses, which I think obviously deserves a return. Although all my NPCs will probably be basically a variation of that or someone posh. So moving swiftly on. Thank you very much, everybody, for all your parts. And if you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, share, tell everybody. If you didn't like it, tell us. We can make it better. Write in your comments. Tell us what you would have done, what you think was going on, what was happening with the wall and the ruins. I don't know. We can find out. We can explore this all together. And of course, if you want to be part of it, there's always the Patreon as well. So thank you very much all, and we'll be back soon where anything could happen. Thank you all.